Assalamu alaikum students, I hope everybody is doing well. So in previous videos we have revised the translation as well as question answers. So today we are going to do the exercise of this unit, patriotism. Let's just begin with that. First of all, on page number 16 we have this vocabulary portion. Part A, write the contextual and dictionary meanings of the following words. Contextual, that is connotative, or you may say that the meaning that we derive from the context. Dictionary is denotative meanings. So these are the words that they have given to us, and in these columns, in this column we are going to write down the contextual meaning, and in this column we are going to write down the dictionary meaning. So first word we have conservation. Contextual meaning, or you may say that the guessed meaning of this word would be protection, and the dictionary meaning of this word would be preservation. Number 2, instance. Contextual meaning would be incident, and the dictionary meaning of this word would be example. Third word we have fidelity. Contextual meaning of this word would be faithfulness, and the dictionary meaning of this word would be the quality of being loyal. Second last we have shield. Contextual meaning of this word would be one who protects, and the dictionary meaning of this word would be to protect from danger. Last word we have reward, and the contextual meaning, or you may say that the guessed meaning of this word would be compensation, and the dictionary meaning would be recompense for service. Then part B we have make as many words as you can from these root words. An example is given for each root word. First of all, we are going to discuss about the root words. Root words ऐसे अल्फाज होते हैं जिनके साथ प्रीफिक्स या सफिक्स लगाकर हम बहुत से दूसरे अल्फाज बना सकते हैं. As if they have the word work and they have made another word by using this word, that is workplace. So here we have also the examples: workable, work, worker, work book, workshop, work day. The second we have play. They have given us playground. So we have other words as well: playmate, plaything, playgroup, playtime, player, which means that we can make a lot of other words by using root words. Then part C we have use the following words in sentences. Words are sacrifice, कुर्बान करना, commendable, काबिल रहम, prosperity, खुशहाली, invasion, हमला, motherland, मादरे वतन, responsible, जिम्मेदार, nationalism, कौमियत. So dear students, you are going to use these words in your sentences, and that is your homework. Then on page number 18 we have this grammar portion. We have modal verbs. A modal verb is a type of verb that is used to indicate modality, like ability, obligation, or advice. As you may say, they have written over there, modal verbs combine with other verbs to form compound verbs, which means that they need another verb to complete its action. Here we have some modal verbs and their functions. Number 1 we have can, could, may, might, would. These modal verbs we use to indicate possibility. For example, if I say they can come to school, which means that shows their possibility of coming to school. Second we have can, will, could, would to indicate ability. For example, I can swim. That is my ability. I have described it by using this modal verb. Number 3 we have must, will, shall. These are the modals we use to indicate certainty. Means यकीन दहाने के लिए we use these modal verbs. They will come to school, which means that shows the certainty that for sure they are going to come to school. Then we have might, should, ought to indicate probability. Probability means that this work might be done, might not be done. Then we have can, could, may to indicate permission. For example, may I come in? So these are the modals that we use to ask for the permission. Then we have should, must, need, ought to indicate obligation. Obligation means fariza. You should follow the traffic rules, which means this is something that you must need to do that. Last we have used to indicate a past habit, which means the work that you used to do in the past, but in present you are not doing that work anymore. For example, I used to go to the park, which means I'm not going to the park now. So dear students, you might have noticed that thing, that we have different functions of one modal verb. The way we use in the sentence, that shows its function. And we have some of the modal verbs that we use in present and some we use in past. For example, can we use in present, could we use in past, may we use in present, and might we use in past, and could sometimes we use where we want to emphasize on something. For example, could you please pass me a glass of water? So that's how you may use these modal verbs in sentences. Here we have some examples as well. Now on page number 19, we have this A part. Use appropriate modals to, number 1, describe your 3 abilities and capacities. If I say I can swim, I can cook, I can speak French, so these are my abilities. You may amend it by yourself. Number 2, ask teacher's permission for going out. May I go out, please? Then third one we have ask a friend to lend you a book. So, would you please lend me your book? So here I have used the modal verb would to ask for the permission. Then number 4 we have express necessity to get up early. You should get up early in the morning to offer prayer. Fifth we have express duty, obligation to follow traffic rules. You must follow traffic rules. Here I have used must as a modal verb. Last we have share some past habit. I used to go to the park. So that's how I have shown my past habit. Then exercise B we have identify the kinds of the following sentences: exclamatory, assertive, interrogative, negative, imperative. First of all, we are going to discuss about the exclamatory sentence. In this sentence, we show our sudden emotions. For example, wow, hurrah, alas. And we also use the word what and how in this sentence as well. And these sentences end at exclamation mark. Then second we have assertive. You may say that in affirmative sentences or a simple sentences or simple statements. Then we have interrogative, that is a question mark. Negative, that shows negation. Imperative, you may say that hukmiya fikre. For example, to order, to forbade, to advise, to suggest. All these things we discuss in this sentence. Now we have sentences to identify. Number 1 we have art is another subject in which I am particularly interested. That is a simple statement. So this is the example of assertive sentence. Number 2 we have what a beautiful painting. In this sentence emotions are being shown, and this sentence is also ending at exclamatory sign. That is an exclamatory sentence. Number 3, teach him to learn. That can be order, that can be request. So that is an example of imperative sentence. Fourth one we have how would I know? That is a question. That would be interrogative sentence. Last we have she did not make a false statement. In this sentence, the word not is being shown, which means that this shows negation. That is a negative sentence. Last we have punctuate the following. Punctuation marks are necessary in writing a paragraph. So we know that first letter of first word in a sentence would be capital, and the proper noun would also be capital. So here we have Quaid-e-Azam. Qaid's Q would be capital and Azam's A would be capital, was a nation builder and a great patriot. After ending the sentence, we put full stop. Next letter would be capital. He wanted to protect the values, culture, as if two different words are being used. So by using comma, we will be separating them. Values, comma, culture and traditions of the Muslims, M would be capital, of the subcontinent, full stop, because the sentence is ending. Next letter would be capital. He gave the Muslims, M would be capital, a sense of identity by securing a separate homeland for them. Then full stop at the end of the paragraph.